Let's talk about iOS 15 and how it affects your photos on your iPhone. Specifically, the Info tab, the live text feature, and cool new ways to search. I have been playing around with this update for less than a day, so there is way more updates than what I'm going to cover here, but those are the couple of categories that I thought were most cool and wanted to share. Plus, be sure to grab my iOS 15 photo guide that gives you the full scoop on all of the tips I mentioned in today's video, plus a bunch more. So comment on this video with send me the tips, and I will arrange to get that to you. Okay, let's get started. I'm in love with the new Info tab for iPhone photos. There is now this eye that is new in iOS 15. And when you open it up, you can see things like the exact size of the photo, which is great if you have two copies of the same photo and you don't remember which one was like the low-res version your friend texted you versus the actual high-res version that they airdropped you or something like that. You can compare and make sure you only keep the biggest one. You can now see the exact file name of the photo so that when you're talking about it with somebody else, you don't have to describe it by saying, hey, I want the photo of me turning to the left and looking sideways. You can actually request photo 4284 and talk about it that way. And one thing that's really cool that I'm surprised they gave us access to is you can now adjust the times and the location GPS. So adjusting times, you click that and you can say exactly what time the photo was taken. And this comes in handy because sometimes photos, like, it gets the wrong timestamp because it judges based on when you downloaded the photo instead of when the photo was taken. But here you can adjust it. You can type exactly what you want, the date and the time. All right, you can also see where the photo was saved from. In this case, my brother sent this to me as a text message because you notice I'm in it here, so I did not take this photo. But if you go to one of my photos, that saved from is not an option. And you can see that you can see what device it was taken from. This is my phone. This is my brother's phone. Something that's really cool is on some photos, you'll notice that the eye has a little star by it. And that's often if the focus of the photo is a plant or an animal or a book, because you can click on that and you can look up and do a Google search for whatever this object is. In this case, it's a plant. So you do a web search and it gives you some suggested web results. Same with photos of animals. This is my dog. It's got the little stars there. Open it up and you can look up dog. I think this info section is really cool and much needed. It almost felt like in the past Apple wanted us to forget that these were actual files with sizes and dimensions and file names. So it's great that we have a little bit more information to go off of now. One of the most talked about features of iOS 15 is the live text feature. Previously, screenshots or handwritten notes, anything, were not searchable, they were not highlightable, but now when you go in, you can hold down and you can highlight. And just like any other text, you can copy it and paste it somewhere else. And there's also this little button if you don't want to do the press option. You press that and it highlights the text for you. So let's look at it again. In this one, you just press that button, it highlights the text, and then you can press down, select all, tap copy, look up, share, etc. It actually knows there's text in this screenshot now, which is really awesome. But what's even cooler is that links are clickable. So you open something up, you click that little button. Now I can tap on this and it opens up the web page it was linked to. I love that. I think there's a lot of uses, especially for business owners. Links are easier to get to from screenshots, and actually also they're easier to get to in live camera mode. So let's open up the live camera, and before I've even taken the picture, it knows that there is text to read. And I can tap that, and it brings me to that website as well. I tap the phone number and I can call myself. One update in iOS 15 that I have not been hearing people talk about, but I've discovered and I think is really cool, is that there's new search capabilities. So you can search by phone device. So search by iPhone, and you see all the iPhones that have contributed to my photo gallery. I don't think it will distinguish between two people's iPhone 12 Pros. So there's not a way to look at my device and my friend's device if they have the same thing. But for the people who have more unique devices, so I have a couple of friends who have LG phones. My husband has a Samsung, and so does some other people here. That's an awesome way to search that we did not have the ability to do before. Similarly, you can now look at search by how you got the photo onto your device by various apps. So one that I think will be awesome, especially for business owners, is using the app Canva. When you use this graphic design program and download graphics to your phone, you now have a way to search and pull up just those Canva images. So because you can download these from Canva again later, I just say delete them. Why do you have them on your camera roll? Or now on the opposite side, now that you know how to find them more quickly on your camera roll, maybe you will actually download it once and use it multiple times rather than having to re-download it every single time because you can't scroll all the way back to find it. Other apps that I've found to work are Amazon Photos. Let's see what else. The Later app, which I use for scheduling. You might have different apps that you find this helpful for and different ways you get photos on your phone, but those are the ones that I think are awesome. Instagram. Do I have any Snapchat? Snapchat. Yeah, so lots of ways to now narrow down your search so you're not just endlessly scrolling back in your camera roll trying to find something. This gives you another criteria that you can search by. So we were talking before about how the Photos app can now read text within a photo so that you can highlight it and copy it and click links and stuff. But funny enough, this search bar here does not find the words within the pictures. So like I searched this word cinnamon, and nothing comes up. However, the general spotlight search here, this will in fact pick it up. So I searched cinnamon, and there are 3 photos that I have in my camera roll. Two are screenshots, one is an actual photo, and they pull up the word cinnamon. So you cannot search for them yet within the Photos app, but you can use the Spotlight search, and that will search within your Photos app. All right, so those were some of my favorite tips for the new iOS update when it comes to photos. If you want to save these in your inbox for later, I can send you my free iOS 15 photo guide, and it also includes tips that I didn't mention here and goes into a bunch more depth. So if you want that, send me your tips on this video, and I will get that to you. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful and think others would too, share it to your story. And if you don't already, follow me on Instagram. I share a lot of photo organizing tips here, and I'm sure I will be sharing more about the new iOS updates as I discover more fun things.